Hi there, welcome to Houston DIY. Welcome to part 2 of our Hive radiator valve series. Okay, so we did a previous video, which I'll link to up here somewhere, back in September 2022, so over a year ago now. We've had our first set of Hive radiator valves running in the house. So I've had a lot of questions and answers, on that video, which I've answered, around installing, using, the benefit, etc. of these valves, which I've answered a few questions, one by a video. So I wanted to do a follow-up, and the follow-up is based on us getting some more radiator valves. So I think I discussed in the video around getting more in the future. So it's currently Black Friday, or Black Friday week on Amazon, and I got these off Amazon. So I looked on the Hive website directly, and I was going to get them off there, but I checked on Amazon, and currently these are £39 each, which works out cheaper than even a bundle on the Hive website. So we've gone ahead and got 4 to kind of finish our collection, or our house radiator system off, and this will just obviously get added on to our current system now. So I want to do a quick video, and I thought I'd do a video of the installation of these, a setup, just to really cover that really quickly. I did cover that in the previous video, but I will cover that again in this video. But it's more of a follow-up around how we've found the valves. So a year on, I haven't replaced any of the batteries in any of the valves, and they've been working absolutely fine. Obviously over the summer, heatings use a lot less, if at all, to be honest with you. We turn it off over the summer. So the valves weren't used over summer, spring, summer, maybe a little bit of autumn actually as well. So it really is that winter period where we use the central heating. So far though, we've had 0 problems with the radiator valves, touch wood. So I've had to calibrate one of the valves a couple of times on our upstairs landing, just a couple of times, which I've done. It was when we turned the heating back on this winter, actually, I needed to calibrate it, and I don't think I did it long enough, so I had to calibrate it again. But literally, that's the only thing I've had to do with any of the valves. And it just gives you that total flexibility and control over your heating across the house. Just different zones almost, you can zone each room. And that's how we use it. We really do make the most of kind of zoning off different parts of the house. We have a schedule running, so we have certain rooms coming on at certain times, and then we have certain rooms just ticking over. Just, you know, if we boost it on for a little bit, for an hour or a couple of hours while the heating's on, and then turn it back off again. So the flexibility is really, really good. And I know there's more brands out there that have brought their own radiator valves out. I think Tado or Teda, however you say it, did have them out, and they've brought even some others out as well. And there are other brands out there. But I won't move away from the Hive stuff. I've got the Hive system in the house, which I've covered up before, and I'll just keep adding to it. Well, these are the final 4 we'll get now, and hopefully we won't have to replace them either. So yeah, I'll stop blabbering on, and we'll jump across into the house, into the property. We'll install these valves in there, go through the process really quickly again. I'm not going to cover it in mass detail because the previous video I did, which I've linked up before and in the description, kind of covers off the installation process really well, hopefully. So yeah, let's jump across, install these, we'll come back and do kind of a finishing summary. Okay, so we're inside, just about to install these TRVs, the Hive TRVs. I've just got one on the table here just to show you what you get included. Just a bit of a renewal. You see over there, I've got the actual old Hive video on in the background, just keeping things cool. So we've got the thermostat, the TRV itself, sorry. That's the main body of the unit. You get these 2 adapters included. So this will cover the different types of radiator. So different radiator valves. I think we need that one for ours, but it does talk you through that in the app, and we'll go through that soon. You get some instructions, just some information, because you use the app for your instructions. It doesn't really tell you what to do in them. You get the batteries included, which are a GP alkaline battery. GP, I'm not sure what GP stands for, but these batteries were included in the other ones, and they've lasted over a year already. So the other ones that we've got in the house, I've not replaced any batteries as of yet. So these are good, they're obviously good batteries, and the power management of these must be really good as well. So it's really easy to remove, so I actually tested this on one of them earlier. So you press the button on the back, you kind of press that, and it should just lift off. It does. So it's really easy to do. So if you ever needed to, I've had to reboot mine before, because when the Wi-Fi goes off sometimes, they lose connection. So you pull that off, pull the battery out, and it kind of reboots itself. And then it should just click back in. So that's how they work, kind of showing you there. So obviously the batteries will go in. There's an adapter guide, which is used just to go over the valve, the existing valve, to determine which one you need, which of these adapters that you need. You get a little Allen key included, because I think that's just in case you need to mess with any of your existing valves. And that's it. It's as simple as that. There's a thread in there as well for different valve types. And that's really it. So we'll jump over to a radiator. There's a radiator down there, which is behind the Christmas trees, you can hopefully see, which I might not be able to show on camera. So if I can't show on that one, I'll do the other three. So there's this one in here, one in the landing, downstairs landing, hallway, whatever, and then the 2 kids' bedrooms we're going to do. So the 4 in total, 1 there, 1 in there, 2 upstairs. So I'll just go through them. I'll kind of show one of them and go through, probably not this one, but the one in the landing. I'll show the phone setup as well, just to like kind of go through that again. So yeah, we'll jump over there now and get the first one done. Okay, so I'm in the hallway downstairs now. There's a radiator just behind me here. So I'm going to replace this valve. So I've just done the other one, which you probably saw on time lapse, hopefully. It took less than 5 minutes to do. I will get the app going on this as well at the same time, just to show you on screen, because the app has slightly changed since I last did this. The process is slightly different. So I'll get the app ready, and then we'll get the radiator valve off, and we'll get the new one on. Okay, so here we are by the radiator now. I'm going to go through the steps. So I've got the radiator valve. First of all, I will take the cover off. I'm going to do a full end-to-end with this one, just to show you how easy it is. So we take the back cover off, like so. Get the included batteries in here. As you can see, the app is just waiting for us to go to the next step. So I will just get the batteries out of here. It says. There we go. So batteries go in. There's a diagram on the inside showing you which way to put them in, like that. So there the battery's in. You'll see the screen come on, and it will flash with an M to start with on the screen. So the M is meaning it's in the right mode, ready to pair. So you simply pop over the cover back onto it like so, and you're ready to go. So this radiator here, I'm just going to take the valve off. So this will just unscrew. I've just loosened it up slightly before this video. But the old valve is now off. So we've got the new one ready to put on. So the adapter, we need this adapter for ours. It's just a standard one with a thread on. So we'll screw this on first of all. So that's nice and tight onto there now. So this we screw on in a clockwise motion, the same you would screw anything on in terms of a normal screw type. So you screw it on until you can hear it clicking, and then you can turn it into the position you want it. So we'll do that now. I want it pointing forward like that. So I've got the screen now flashing at the front. So it's a little bit tricky just to get it onto there, but it does just, if you keep turning it will go on. So that is now ready to pair on the valve. So I'm going to jump over to the phone. I'll put this on the screen so you can watch it. I'm going to skip, and it's ready to pair. If I go back there, actually, there is a fitting guide which you can go through, and it shows you how to fit it onto the valve. So we'll skip it because I've got it ready. Before you start pairing, make sure it's in the right mode, and it's got the flashing M symbol on, which ours has got there flashing away. So I'm literally going to press start pairing, and this will take a few moments. So it took in there maybe a minute or so. So if it takes a little bit too long here, I'll skip the video forward, we'll just see how we get on. But this is basically now looking for your Hive hub. So it'll be searching using whatever mechanism it uses to do that. It might maybe Zigbee, I'm not too sure. And that will connect to the hub. Just the same if you've got any other valves or sensors or light bulbs, I'm pretty sure it's Zigbee. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So that's just looking for the hub now. As I say, it did take it took maybe about a minute on the other valve that I did the time lapse of. We'll give this a few seconds though. Hopefully we don't need to skip this video along too much. Okay, successfully paired. So I think that was less than a minute to be fair. So it's successfully paired. I'm going to go next on that screen now. You can see it popped up there on the screen if you're watching. It's got the Amazon ecosystem for the control there. So I'm going to delete the name of it first of all, and I'm going to call it hallway radiator. Hallway radiator, and I'm going to go next. So this is now asking me if I would like this radiator to be able to turn the boiler on, which I do. So this is kind of the heat on demand element. So if this reaches its temperature to come on, it will allow it to turn the boiler on, which is exactly what we want to do. So I will press yes to that there. It's set to vertical, it's not a horizontal fitting, but you can set it horizontally if you need to, and go next, and that's it, we're done. So we do need to calibrate the valves, but because I've got two more to do, I won't calibrate them yet. I'll calibrate them all at the same time once we've got the other two fitted. Just for now, I will add another one. So I'm going to go upstairs now, do the two kids' radiators in their bedrooms, and then I'll come back down to the table and we'll do the calibration then. Okay, so all installed now. Did the time lapse on 3 of them and did the full install on 1 of them, and hopefully that give you a good idea now they get installed. Really easy to do. Once you've done one, you just kind of fly through them really good. So we've got the old TRVs here, the manual TRVs all done and dusted now. Boxes there all done with, so all finished up. The last thing we need to do now is just the calibration. So what happens is each of the TRVs goes on and it'll fine tune itself in terms of the control and basically do a calibration, which is what a calibration is. So what we'll do is we'll jump onto the phone. I'll just show you the process of how you do that in the application. It does talk you through it anyway on each of the valves. So if I go on to this one, it has switched itself on for some reason. So we'll start on the hallway radiator, which is what I did the full install on. So you see at the bottom there it says needs calibrating. So I'm going to press on the find out, and basically tells you what it'll do in terms of what it's there for. So it heats up quicker, your radiator quicker, enjoy more stable temperatures, and the prolong the battery life on your valves. Basically, that's kind of it. So we'll go into next, and you'll see there that each of them are showing that they need calibrating. Each of the 4 we've just installed. So you can do them all at the same time. It does say that you'll need 2 to 4 hours for calibration. So kind of need your heating on for that long, which is fine now because it's quite a cold evening. I do have the fire on down there, but we can get the heating on anyway. So literally I'm going to press start calibration, and that's it. We just leave it to calibrate now. So those four radiator valves will now calibrate. So as you can see, it's done the heat on demand onto the main receiver. So it's boosted that up to 25. The main receiver's right over there, so it shouldn't be affected by this. And that should now go for a few hours and calibrate each of those radiators. You'll probably see as well that it's not turned any of the others on, but it will calibrate them now. So we'll leave it to it, let it do its calibration. We'll come back once it's done and then just kind of finalise and finish up on the video. Okay, we're all done and dusted now. All those radiator valves are all installed, all 4 of them, and all calibrated. It took just under 2.5 hours, about 2 hours 25 minutes for all 4 to calibrate. The 2 upstairs were done quicker than the 2 downstairs. I don't know why. The calibration I have noticed sometimes is one particular radiator valve in the house, which is the upstairs landing. Every now and again I have to calibrate, but I mean like once every 6 months. I'm not sure why, but again, it's not because I've had to replace batteries or anything like that, because I've had them September 2022, when the first video, that video there, it's looping over there, it's playing, that we put out when we installed the valves, we've not replaced a single battery across all the ones in the house. So the battery life is brilliant, and I guess that's why you do the calibration, to improve the battery life. So so far been really, really good for us. So just a couple of points I want just to cover. The original video we did, which is playing, sorry again, I keep saying it's playing in the background there. I've had a few comments, questions, which is brilliant. That's exactly what I want. You know, people asking questions and commenting on their setup. And people have asked questions about them, about how to install them. A few people have had problems on it with them as well. The only problem we've had on ours, just to cover these off, is the calibration on one of them. That's the only thing we've had with the valves. The second problem I had was one in the porch when we had a power cut not so long ago, actually, maybe a couple of weeks ago. So the Wi-Fi dropped off. It didn't reconnect back to the hub for some reason. So all I did was unclipped the case on the outside with the button on the back, took one battery out, put it back in, it resynced and it was working. And I did that using the Hive application. It talks you through doing that, and that's exactly what we did, and it worked again straight away. So that's the only two problems I've had: calibration and reconnecting after a power cut. And I can honestly say they're the only two problems I've had with the valves. We love the extra control it gives us. I know a few people have commented on the previous video around they're expensive, you've got manual TRVs, blah, 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 etc., etc. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm recording this part of the video after Black Friday now. I know I mentioned earlier in the video it was Black Friday. The valves are expensive. We've done this in the hope of a long-term investment. So investing into the long term of our heating system over a number of years. The hope is that with the extra control, the scheduling, etc., we can do with the valves, it'll give us further control and cost savings over the long term. Just being able to give you that control over different parts of the house. And ultimately that's what it's about. It's about giving you that control, different rooms, different temperatures, different times of the year. There's certain rooms we won't use at certain parts of the day. So they're scheduled and turned off for that part of the day, therefore not heating the room. And if you've got a big radiator in a certain room, the extra work your boiler needs to do to heat that room is fairly significant over a long term. It might not be over a short term, just for that short bit of blast you're doing, but over a long term, over a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, there will be a cost saving, and we're hoping that it does hopefully save us money in the long term. So I just wanted to cover that point, because I know they are expensive. But if you've got a lot of radiators in your house, remembering to manually change them, you will forget to do. 100% you'll forget to do. So yeah, just wanted to cover those couple of points. So that's kind of it really. Video done now. I just wanted to show how easy it is to add extra the radiator valves onto your existing system, with the new application as well, because it has changed in terms of the UI. Some of the steps have slightly changed in there, so it's a little bit different if you are doing it now with kind of 2023. December, in time of recording, and we're doing this one. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that off more than anything, and just answer a couple of those questions, common questions I've had on the previous video. So hopefully you liked the video, at least informative. If you do and have, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If not for any reason, give it a thumbs down, give it a dislike, but let me know in the comment section why you didn't like the video. Any questions about this video, about our setup, about the valves, about me, about anything at all, please drop it in the comment section. I will reply to all questions and comments in there. If you want to follow the Houston DIY journey along for more projects, DIY projects, tech reviews, and much, much more, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.